What's up, YouTube? Today, we're gonna do a battery build. You can DIY your own battery for like roughly half the cost of buying an already built one. So why do you want to pay double? So these I already had. If you watch some of my older videos, these came from Battery Hookup, and I got them. Really, I just did a capacity test, and they came out with really great capacity. They're like 55 amp hours. I want to say when I did the capacity test, they came out to like 57 or 59 or something like that. So really good. I had my friend print these cell holders. I actually just took like the little lithium cells. I just took that and scaled it up to fit these, and then had it printed out. We're gonna do a 16S, so I'm just gonna kind of stack these up into a cube, and I've got some big old zip ties for the haters out there. I know some of you guys hate when I use zip ties. And I got bus bars and nuts. Some of these bus bars I ended up having to make. These were the official ones that came with these, but I didn't have quite enough, so I ended up, making some. I smashed some copper tubing and then used some tin snips to cut the radius, drilled holes in it, and I nickel plated it. So you can watch my video about nickel plating. I think they came out pretty great. They fit and work just fine. So yeah, I had to make 3 of those. I've got some anti-corrosion electrical lubricant stuff that I'm going to kind of wipe on these. Probably not the exact best stuff to use, but it's better than not having anything. And then I've got a 16S BMS, which I already have one battery in the solar shed over here, the crypto mining solar shed, which is a 100 amp hour 16S. That's in this guy. This BMS that I've got in my hand that I'm going to be putting on this other battery would be actually perfect for this battery that's currently in here, because it really matches the specs much better. And this one is like a 60 amp, whereas this is a 100 amp. So this would actually work better on this battery, and this one would work better on the new battery that I'm building. But guess what? I'm not going to tear it apart because that's a pain in the butt. I've already got this one on, it's working fine. Got all the leads soldered in and taped down. So I'm just not gonna do that. That's just more work. Really don't ever plan to use 100 amps anyways. So, whatever. Let's put this bad boy together. So, thinking something like that, and then yeah, so just basically a cube. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm thinking something like that. I mean, I guess I could put some glue on these cell holders to glue them all together, but I don't think that is necessary. I mean, it feels pretty solid. Just the 2 zip ties. I think that's going to be completely fine. You know, it's not as long as you're not like trying to transport it. You know, it's all good. If it's, you know, it's going to be in a stationary spot, it's going to be fine. If you were to transport it, you know, maybe you would put, you know, several more You know, maybe you put some zip ties around this core here and do several more, but yeah, it's gonna be fine. I'm not moving this thing around. I just need it to kind of hold it together in the event that you know, so one section doesn't slide off if I bump it or something like that. Yeah, that's fine. So now I want the main negative to be here and the main positive to be here, because I'm gonna put the BMS up here, and I want it to just reach over and connect to the main negative. So on this side, we're going to put some bus bars on, and let's just find a bunch here. How many do I need? So I need one here, 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 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 8. I'm just gonna like spray a little bit of this on a paper towel and then use it to kind of wipe the ends of these things like that, and then bam. All right. Yeah, I know it'd be safer to use a socket, but there's nothing connected on. There's no connection yet. I'll probably go grab a socket for the other side. Okay. Okay. Well, I dropped you off the table. Are you still recording? Still recording. Still recording, guys. All right. All right, well, that's all good. Next up, I'm going to install a BMS on it. And then after the BMS, we're going to stick it and put it in the solar shed and make it do its thing. All right, I'll see you when I get ready to do the BMS. All right, it's BMS time, guys. So I got my BMS cables. I put little ring terminals on, and then the most positive and most negative, I put the big 1/2-inch ring terminals on. I had to just kind of trim some larger gauge ones and then just solder that to that, but it's fine. So anyways, I'm going to install this BMS, install the sense leads. And so the BMS itself, I put some of this fiberboard on the back, just with some double stick tape, because you want to make sure you insulate this if you're going to be placing it anywhere near your cells, because there's like little screw heads back here, and I put double-sided Gorilla Tape over the screw heads, and then I put this fiberboard on it, so those won't be digging in. And plus, this thing is stationary. If you have a battery that's, you know, in an RV or a vehicle of some sort, you want to like go way far and beyond, because you're going to have vibrations and movements and things bouncing around. You need everything to be super protected. So keep that in mind when you're doing a battery build. I've seen a lot of batteries basically rupture because people don't protect them well enough in a mobile environment. So yeah, I put a 1/2-inch terminal there. So that's nice and clean, right? And then I've got to put a terminal here, but I'll do that in a little later. Anyways, let's put these sense leads on. So this a lot of these BMSs, some of them come with one cable harness, but a lot of them come with multiple ones. So what you want to do is you want to hook up your sense leads first and verify that all the connections are proper and to the right cells before you hook it up to your BMS. You don't want to hook them up incorrectly and burn something out.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted, you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right.
Got all the sense leads on both sides. Now, one thing I want to note is, see, this is an absolute mess. And when you finish your battery, You don't want the sense leads just dangling around like this. You really don't want them to where they could even cross and touch any other bus bar or battery terminal, because over time the insulation could wear and then you have a direct short between cells. Also, I mean, this battery could just get hot and melt this. So what you want to do is tidy this up to where everything is flowing between the cells. You know, you could do zip ties or whatever. So I'll tidy this up, but first I just want to verify the BMS is working and that I've got the all the sense wires in the correct order. And then I'll come back and just tidy this up. So first off, I need to go get my multimeter so I can test the sense wires to make sure they're in the right locations. Okay, so essentially what we want to do is check each of the sense wires to make sure, you know, that they're in the right location. So to do that, we'll start with the most negative and then go the cell over, and we should have, you know, 3.3 or something. Yep, 3.3 volts. Then the next one over, we should have, you know, 6.6 or something. Yeah. And then the next one over should go up another 3.3. So we got 10 something, 13, 1669 to 20, 23 something, 26 something, 30, 33. Those are perfect. Now let's check these last ones. We need to get up to like 36 or 37. Yep, we got 36.7, 40, 43, 46, 50, and 53.3. So they're all in the right spot. If you see those go up by too large of a number, you got them wrong. If you see them do something weird and go down, you know, as long as they're going up by 3.2 roughly or more, slightly more, you're perfectly good. So now, if you look at the BMS, let's see if I can flip this around. You can see on this JBD, they're called JBDs or Jabadia. I think JBD is short for Jabadia. You also see them start with an X. It's called Shising. They're all the same. So anyways, if you look, you'll see there's a BC0. That means battery cell 0. And all the way over here, there's a BC25. Basically what it means is that this board can accommodate up to 25, but it's configured for 16. So if you look at the second connector here, there's missing pins. So it's configured just for 16. So of course the 0 means your most negative cell. So we're going to put this terminal on first. And ooh, let's hook up the Bluetooth. Why don't we? All right. And then let's see if we can get this guy. Man, these cables are going to be kind of a pain. So I might have to figure out how to straighten these cables out. All right, so that thing's all wired in. Let me go get my tablet and see if we can't connect to it. So yeah, Shizing BMS app. That's the same thing. Like I was telling you, the JBD. They're all the same. All right. Yeah, so I think I see it. This Shizing BMS. Bam. And so the first thing it'll ask you when you connect to this BMS is what the nominal capacity is, what your cycle capacity is. These are 55 amp hour cells, so we're going to do 55. I'm just going to set the cycle capacity to 100. There we go. Looks great. All the cells look balanced. Now, really, you don't know if they're balanced really from this voltage. You actually have to get them up and into the higher voltage range. And before you build a pack, I already did that with these cells, but before you build a pack, you need to put your cells in parallel, and then you charge the whole parallel string up to 3.65, and just let it charge and let it absorb power until the current goes down to less than 1 amp. Then they'll all be top balanced, and then you can build your series pack up. But I've already done that with these cells a while back, so I know that they're actually balanced properly. Yeah, so this is working. So now all there is right now is that I'm going to go and tidy up these balance cables, these sense wires here, and then we'll be back. All right, boys and girls, I got this battery all tidied up. I've got the BMS stuck down with some double-sided tape. It's got some fiber board in between it, so nothing's going to short out. I got the sense wires all tidied up. Notice how no wires are touching any terminals that they don't need to be touching, so that way you don't rub the insulation off and short something out between cells. That's one side, and then there's the other side. So yeah, I think it looks really nice and tidy. Got the BMS pulled up here. Everything looks pretty good, and I've got the new amp and vent charge controller that I've been playing with. Went ahead and wired it up. I was able to fit number 4 wire in there. It was a little challenging. It does fit in there. I definitely don't recommend it. Probably number 6 is the biggest you can get in there, or the biggest that you should put in there. So I'm gonna connect this PV over here, and then we'll start charging this guy up. There we go, connected. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, there we go. We got the 8 amps coming in. Very nice. 420 watts it says here on the BMS. Let's see what this guy says. Yeah, 412 watts on its display. It's showing the battery is getting 7.55 amps. The BMS is actually showing more. Interesting. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna let it do its thing, charge, top off, and balance, and all that stuff. I think that'll be the end of this video. And next up, I'll be putting this into my solar crypto mining shed to add capacity. There's already a 5 kilowatt battery in there right now, so this will add another 2.5 kilowatts to it. And I'll do a video when we get to that point. See you next time.